Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Friends of Mortgage Hero show. I am so excited today because, as you can see with me today, I have Jessie Wright with San Diego Real Producers. And a lot of you in real estate and mortgage and all the other associated fields, you already know Jessie. Jessie and I happen to have a lot of common contacts in the industry. Me, because I'm old, her, because she's well networked. But I've been so excited to have this episode because I have a lot of questions for you, but I want to do a proper introduction. And Jessie, you should know that sometimes we just jump right into the conversation with our guests, but I would like to introduce you today. Can I do that?
You can introduce me. Thank you.
So today I would like you to welcome Jessie Wright, wife, mom, businesswoman, friend to the best of the best in San Diego real estate. San Diego Real Producers curates a platform to connect the top producers of San Diego real estate with the best loan officers, escrow, insurance, roofing, flooring, general contractors, licensed handyman, electricians, and transaction coordinators through a monthly publication, quarterly events, and online community. The mission is to create a community of reciprocity, communication, and collaboration through our monthly high-end trade publication, mastermind and social events, and online community. In one word, it's about community. Jessie creates fun, inclusive environments for realtors and partners to learn from one another, network, and connect. Jessie, welcome to the Friends of Mortgage Heroes.
That was a really good introduction.
LinkedIn is a super big help. You're like,
Nailed
hey,
it.
I recognize all this because I wrote all that.
Yeah, it sounds very familiar, and you nailed it.
I like it. I like it because I like to use people's words that they like using.
Right. That they actually wrote or said or...
Yeah, and of course, I can fawn over people and I can say nice things about people. And that's just my own take on it. But for those of you who have never met Jessie or you don't know what San Diego Real Producers is, I wanted you to hear it like point blank, like what it was. So thanks for giving me the time at the top here to,
I like it.
to jump right into
that intro more.
You want more intro? Keep going.
Well,
keep going.
I need to use it more in life because I wrote it a long time and now I forgot that it existed. So.
Well, I thought you were going to say you can say more, which I will now. We share inspiring and educational stories, local market trends, competitive standings, and other reader-generated content. This publication is 100% about the community, for the community, and by the community.
You nailed it.
There you go. So
Nails.
I actually had one in the bag in case that happened. Glad that worked out.
I love it.
So, I have a lot of places I would love to start this conversation today. Can I start with some of your friends? Let's talk about some of the people who I know really, really adore you. You don't know this, but I reached out to some of our mutual friends and I asked them to tell me something they would like to say to you that I could read on air.
Oh my God, no way.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Andrew,
don't make me cry though.
So Andrew Greer is one of those, and Andrew wrote, Jessie is one of the funnest and realest people I know here in San Diego. Anytime you're at an event or out and about and you see Jessie, you have to stop and say hello. She's always a light of the party and focused on creating value for those around her.
Aw, dude.
Isn't that cool?
That's great.
I got one here from Tyler Matthews, who I told you is a mutual friend of ours.
Right on.
Tyler says,
so cool.
There are very few people in San Diego real estate community that have a spotless reputation and continue to pour in so much more than they take out.
Aww.
Jessie is by far one of one, valuable asset to our local real estate community. She's always upbeat, positive, and elevates a room beyond comparison, while simultaneously being an incredible mother and wife. There's just no one like her.
Aw, dude, I'm totally going to cry. Don't make me cry.
But wait, there's more. Our friend Tanya Marks wrote, and she says, Jessie is a total badass who's built an incredible name and brand for herself through pure grit and authenticity. I admire her for always speaking her truth and showing up unapologetically. She inspires so many of us just by being exactly who she is.
Oh man, thanks, T.
And one last one. This is from Aphrodite Aguilar.
Aw.
And I actually met Aphrodite from meeting Dean all the way when they first moved here back, over 12 years ago.
Yeah.
So Aphrodite says, Jessie is awesome. She's always pouring back into the community, a natural connector. On top of all of it, she's just a really cool person who's not putting up a front or asking for anything. She's just a great human.
Oh man.
So there you go.
Dude.
That was a wonderful little start to our show today.
Yeah, I'd say so. Like, I need to hear all that. Ugh, stop. I don't want to cry.
It's okay.
I don't want to cry. My makeup looks good.
When you watch the playback, when you watch the playback, you can cry in your car when you're watching it.
For real. Well, it's
or at
like,
home.
It's like, top performers, we all grind really hard or we focus. And trust me, every morning I'm doing gratitudes and meditating and thinking through everything. Like, and my husband even brought this up the other day. Like, maybe a month ago or whatever, but he's like, do you have everything or more than you set out to do? Like, if you look back 10 years ago or even 5 years ago. And I looked at him and I was like, yes. And I have, and it's even better than I wrote down. Right. And so anyway, it's just really nice to hear like how people are receiving me, because I don't know. And I'm just doing my best, but I'm also, like you said, or like they said, just authentically being me. Like, I don't know how to be someone else, and I don't want to, because it's too hard to do that. You know what I mean? It's way too hard to be someone else.
Being myself is hard enough. Why try to be something I'm not?
Yes.
Yeah. No, I
like, for people who for anyone who struggles in that, it's like, so it's really a shame, and it's like sad, because like, it's just too much energy to be someone else.
Do you feel like that's a plague that happens a lot in our industry with mortgage and real estate and finance, and like, because there's big money that goes around and it's a big deal.
Yeah.
And
here's the thing, and this is something I thought about recently. When I first moved here in 2017-18, it was very dog-eat-dog. It was very cutthroat. But something has shifted recently, and it could be kind of recently, or maybe after 2020 and how it's kind of ebbing and flowing now. I find way more collaboration. Sure, there's still people that are like, look at me, but because we're not wearing suit and ties and like we're not wearing dresses and like heels to all the events anymore. We're wearing jeans and like sneakers.
Yeah.
And I feel like people that, because of COVID and what it's kind of did, and it's still polished in some parts, and again, I'm not in the whole luxury sector. It might feel and look a little different, but truthfully, I think it wouldn't. I think people are still they're wearing nice stuff, but it's still casual, and it's peer to peer. It's human to human, and it's become more collaborative. At least that's the feel. At least that's what I'm trying to create in my life and in my business and the people around me and everyone that we're doing business with. And I think that other people are feeling that. It just depends on what side and what perspective you're kind of coming from as well.
I totally agree. I think there's a part of like, it looks and feels like San Diego looks and feels.
Right.
And the industry now reflects that better than just trying to be set apart from it, maybe.
Right.
I will say our personal testament on the mortgage hero side of this is, back in 2011, we're this is our 20th year.
Wow.
So we've been around since 2005.
Like a party?
We're doing shows. we do.
You can have like a little bit of a party.
We probably should have a party.
Or a cake, just a cake and some champagne or something. Keep
going. This is good. This is good for me to like tell everyone else.
You all should have a party.
We should have a party. Tanya, memo.
Yeah, have a party. It's your 20th year in business.
So in 2011, I'm getting old, and I've been bald most of the time. Speak about being yourself. This is just me.
Yeah.
But in 2011, we had made the concerted choice, like we're going to go just direct to VA, and yes, everyone still does FHA and conventional things like that, but our focus was that, and up until then, it was still the old days of like slacks, khakis, tie, shirt, this and that, and like I have some super ugly photos of like suit coats that don't fit,
right?
Pants that are too big, There's that realtor meme. It's like, trust me, if your realtor dresses like this, you will not be e-signing anything. It's like cuffed pants, Have you seen that one?
No, but I'm going to show you. It makes sense.
I'm totally going to show you. I'm going to throw it into the show right here. This is it. So you will not be e-signing anything. So there's that. But when that happened, something else happened. Most people that were active duty, they had to go home and change before they came to their appointment to do their pre-approval or to ask their questions or bring their documents or whatever. So how are they showing up to our office? Jeans, tennis shoes, shorts and flip-flops, T-shirt. Yeah. We're like, wait a minute, like we're not meeting people where they're at. They're just being them after work. Yes, we're at our work, but let's just be be us. So then like everything just went that way. We're like, stop, but we got rid of everything. Like I don't even know if I have ties left actually.
Did you notice too, or did like revenue wise, out of curiosity, did you notice any kind of bump, and or was it more of just the Have you noticed you got like better, like meaning you got more connection? Did you get more connection with those clients from
yes,
doing
but
that?
it wasn't because, but the revenue was more like an outcome, right?
Yeah.
But what happened was that people stopped asking the questions they thought they should ask, and they started asking the questions they wanted to ask. So the difference between the two is, I'm sitting across from this, let's say financial planner or an attorney. Oh, I should ask a really smart question, and I should look at the market research first and then ask something that makes me sound like I know what I'm talking about versus, hey, what's the credit score need to be?
Yeah.
How much money do I have to make? Like, so just the practical, like conversational question.
Yeah.
That's actually what pivoted.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So their perception of who they thought they had to be changed because we met them where they were at.
Right. 100%. Yeah.
So that's like today I'm in t-shirts and my shorts and my polo. Like
this is me dressed up. This is me dressed up.
Hey, you guys, Jessie dressed up and did her hair for this show.
I did.
I heard that. That's why no headphone day.
I mean, here's the thing. I just, I did it. Okay. It looks a little bit. I did more and less at the same time.
Wow, thank you. More and less.
More and less.
I want to let you know that I thought about it, but not that much. God, I got you.
I'm a mom, and dude, you should see some of my work meetings. Like, I get on right after workout. Sometimes I did not get to shower, and I'm like red-faced, and I'm like, here I am.
Sure. Yeah, I mean,
whatever.
But the thing about it, though, I think is something that's been given more weight now, and I'm grateful for this, is just showing up no matter what.
Yeah.
Because if I'm just trying to make myself look ready or whatever, I'm basically just like posturing to pretend like I'm ready. Look, hey, I may not look ready, but like mentally, I'm ready. I can help you, and I'm ready. Yeah,
no, dude.
Being present.
Or I'd rather get to my meeting on time and be ready to talk to that person. I don't need to look perfect.
Yeah.
Like I'm so over that.
Yeah.
Like I was over that.
I think people are over that in general. I think there's just a general sense of like, I care more about how you can help me than how you look while you're helping me.
And if someone cares that I don't have makeup on,
that ain't your person.
My hair's not done.
That's not your person.
We don't. In fact, someone did give me that compliment. She said, you know what I like about you? And I was like, what? What do you like about me? And she said, some of your videos, you don't have a single ounce of makeup on, and some of them you do. And it's just like, you're just being authentic. And I was like, yes, that's it. Because sometimes I don't have time to put on makeup or try. And sometimes it's just what you see is what you get. And other times I tried.
Well, and I think being at that place and even sharing that, in an interview like this, like that is representative of security. And I think like just really knowing who you are and being totally fine with all those elements, whether you're in mom mode 10 seconds ago and now you're in meeting mode. And after meeting mode, I'm right back to mom, wife, business person, but whatever it is, it's like all those modes are you. They comprise you. So
totally. No, I love it.
I want to know about the idea of San Diego Real Producers. So pretend like I don't know anything.
Okay.
Where the heck did the idea of San Diego Real Producers come from?
Okay. So shout out to Remington Ramsey. He's an old friend of mine in Indianapolis. So let me go back a second. So San Diego Real Producers, it looks like it's this thing that, and again, let me just be clear. It is something that I've built. For sure. However, it is a national franchise. So I do have the backing of a big national company. But I was the 22nd market to launch. And my friend Remington had been on me for like 3 years. Yo, come check out he'd hit me up like every 6 months. Like, hey, come check out what I'm doing here in Indy. I think you'd really do well. I think you'd really like it. And I kept telling him to kick rocks. I was like, what is this again? A magazine? It's print. Like, print's dead, homie. This was back in 2017 when digital was really taking off, right? Yeah. And I'm like, print's dead, homie. What are you talking about? And I just I honestly could not understand the concept. So then fast forward, my homegirl Colleen Rippey in Baltimore, she was like, I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go for it. And I was like, really? Okay, well, can you take time to explain this to me? So in Mexico, on our last payoff trip for Cutco, because that's what I used to do, is Cutco.
No way.
Cutco.
Yes.
I sold Cutco.
I didn't know that.
Dude, I sold Cutco for far too long.
Did I skip over this somewhere in your socials? Is this story known? Do people know this?
Yeah, a lot of people know it. But
I don't think I picked up on that.
Okay,
that's
but
cool.
Listen,
okay.
I got honestly, I owe Cutco a lot. I got all my sales experience, all my interpersonal experience, phone experience. People don't know how to pick up the fucking phone anymore, man.
Well, that's why you're so sharp. Hey-o.
Exactly. Hey. You have a lot of good dad jokes.
I have been a dad a real long time.
You have a lot of good ones in there. But yeah, dude, that's where I've learned everything. And so I can't poo-poo Cutco in that experience because it's made me, it really is a big reason of who I am and a lot of my skills and leadership skills and just what I've been exposed to.
Give you some foundation for,
Lots of foundation.
That's amazing.
Lots of it.
That's great.
Lots of foundation. So, and I also know, like, if you were like, hey, who do you know in Arkansas? Who do you know in Texas? Who do you know? And I name a state. I know somebody who lives there and who's affiliated with real estate in some capacity in those areas because I sold Cutco and then I went into Cutco closing gifts. So that's how I got introed into real estate and the real estate adjacent communities in Boston. And so anyway, that's where Remington, I was living in Boston selling Cutco, closing gifts. He's like, come do this. I was like, no, this doesn't make any sense. Long story short, it finally made sense. And then I was at a position in Boston where I was living, but I was dating a guy here in San Diego. And we had only been dating like less than a year. But I was like, listen, I'm not getting any younger. I'm not getting I like Boston, but I don't have any family there. I'm from West Virginia originally, so all my family was in West Virginia, and I wasn't intending to move back there either. So I was just living and working in Boston, enjoying myself. But I was like, all right, let's go try something new, man. So I moved out here to date this guy and start this business, but I dumped him within a month.
Wow.
And then I still stayed, obviously, to because I moved here to do this.
Well, in retrospect, it was 1 month too soon or too late.
Whatever.
I don't spend time thinking about it. Okay, continue.
Yeah, because I met my husband shortly even after that. So it's just the circle of life, dude. And so anyway, it's just fascinating because I'm grateful for that guy because he's how I got here.
Yeah.
And then, I just started Real Producers because I had already got the training. I was like, all right, I understand the concepts. And then I got a list of realtors to call. I had to cold call for my first couple months because I didn't know anybody. And after that, it's been all referrals since.
Wow.
So, and it's been connecting. And I reach out. I do a lot of, grassroots efforts, networking, building relationships, asking for intros for specific people, doing a lot on socials to find people that are doing really well. So it's all grown that way, though.
I think there's some really important lessons in what you're describing as your story. Is tucked underneath that is the fortitude to reach out and be proactive in that.
Totally.
I think it's overlooked a lot.
Totally.
Because it's people make the assumption they can see, oh, you have all these followers, you do all this thing. It's it just happens.
Yeah.
It's
boom. It was.
You didn't just wave some wand and go dink, and then boom, life.
Right, for real. And I think that because I'm finally at this position, it's my 8th year in the business. I'm finally in a position to hire my business development person. I've done a lot of stuff on my own because of my past experience too with Cutco. I didn't really want a huge team. I don't want a lot of little itties, little Jessies running around doing it out there. I didn't really want that. And I don't think it needed it at the time. I'm finally at that point though. We have 75 clients. I'd like 100. Our magazine's thriving and doing really well. Our events are well attended, and some are big, some are small. They're all some are educational, some are boozy. They're all different, right? And they all have a different kind of flow and a different audience that attends, which is really cool too. And then we have our core partners, our core affiliates that, and I say advertising partners. Those are my partners. Those are my people. And those people, those are the core. Some are OG and have been with me since the start. Some I'm brought on yesterday. So everyone's a different place in their business, but it's growing, and I'm finally at a position to bring on a business development person, and let's kind of see where this next level is. So I'm finally kind of hitting that top tier, and we're in the top 10 in Real Producers nationwide out of 140.
Wow! Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's amazing. I didn't know that.
I think out of 140, there might be more locations now. I don't know.
Wow, that's awesome. Top 10. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, and
I think I just looked at the profit on that. I was like, go Real Producer.
Well, I think the results are, they can speak for themselves. And I think, but behind that, I think is the effort and the intentionality behind that. Because I think sometimes, I shouldn't say I know, I've just seen it enough times where people just think, oh, I've committed to this path and now everything's going to work out perfectly.
Right.
And I'm not going to have to do very much. It's all just going to fall in my lap. It's rarely does that ever happen for anybody. You have to really get out and hustle for things. And I don't mean hustle culture and work yourself to the bone and have terrible habits.
You got to be strategic. In fact, there's several times where I started something, realized it kind of flopped, or I just didn't love it. I just didn't love whatever event or whatever I was doing. There was a couple content media days that we started to host, and even this podcast idea, people keep asking me to do this. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do this. Now, will there be a time when I figure it out? Maybe. And right now I have to put several other things in play before and get those operating and get those systematized before I would be able to even think about podcasting, because I'm currently at my limit. I'm just finally at a place where I'm like, we're just finally at a place where if I want to grow and grow my brand and grow the business, I ultimately we need help now.
Yeah.
And it's a really cool place to be, you know?
Yeah, because it's not just making a decision on the whim. You're being tactical about it.
100%.
And there's something about growing a business that you have to think through things. But you kind of started answering it, and maybe change my answer if I'm putting words in your mouth. But like if something doesn't seem like it fits, or you just don't like, or it's not going to work out, the sooner you can quit that thing, the better.
What I've had to tell so many people, I started something and I'm like, hey, actually, I can't fulfill that. Hey, we have to pivot, and here's why. So I call it falling on the sword. Dude, I fall on the sword all the time. I do it with my kids. I do it with my husband. I, do it with my business partners. Because if I never, or if they ask me like, hey, so I love everything you do. Can you do this though? And they ask me a specific thing that I could do or not do. I'm just outright like, hey, there's no room in the budget this year to do that. Or, hey, all of our events are planned out for the rest of the year. So if you want, we can calendar that for 2026 though, and we could talk about hosting an event around that idea. Absolutely. So, but I don't ever want to have to fall. I don't want to have to fall on the sword all the time, right? I will, of course, own where I screw up, or if I've overpromised. But I've just learned through the years that that's not a strategy I like. I'm not going to overpromise you. I'm actually going to underpromise on purpose, and I'm going to deliver in a bigger way where you're like, damn, like. And it wasn't even something I'm going to say that I'm going to do. It's just that that's my strategy, is like, these are the 3 things that we do and do really fucking well. And then anything else that you see or get that's extra that they never even knew they were getting.
So what do you say to people that are maybe afraid of the outcome of saying, hey, I can't do that, or I can't fulfill on the thing? Because I know people are nervous to say that. People are nervous to say, you know what, I probably got over my skis a little bit. I got to retract what I said I could do. People are scared of that, or they think that they're going to lose a relationship, whatever.
No,
but
I think
what's your take on all that?
Dude, I think it's the opposite. If I can tell you, hey, I screwed up, and look you in the face and say, hey, I'm so sorry. I thought I could do this. It turns out after I evaluated it, I can't, for whatever the reasons are. By the way, you don't have to tell the people the reasons. Just say, like, I can't do that any longer, and I'm so sorry because I did promise you this. Can we either A, renegotiate, or can I get you back for this next thing? It's kind of like when you go out to drinks with a dinner with a friend, like, hey, you fight over the bill, or whatever. Like, hey, I got this one. No, I got this one. Well, all right, fine. You pick this one up, but I get the next one.
Yeah.
And it's like, just making that, like, it's not a tit for tat, and just making it more like,
amenable?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a great
like
word
being
for
amenable to the conditions and the circumstances.
100%.
Yeah.
And so I just feel like people appreciate when you're honest and ethical, and when you quote unquote, fall on the sword.
Yeah.
Like, I respect people so much more than to kick the can down the road, and then it's like later and you promised something and it didn't get fulfilled. Like, if I know I can't fulfill that, or it just doesn't feel right, I'll give you a great example. So in the summer, well, it's summer right now, but in the late spring, I was asked to host like a tech event and bring in a few people who host and have their own tech to pitch their tech, right, to the real estate community and lender community. And I was like, hey, I love this idea. Let's do it. I have a few people in mind anyway, right? Well, I said yes to all the people, and then we started down the road. And I realized this wasn't feeling good for me in this moment. I'm okay with doing a tech event and hosting it and being the person who's like putting it together, just not at this moment. And that we have to either calendar it for the rest of the year, or it might have to just wait till 2026, which all those people, when I told them that, they were like, oh yeah, sure. Whatever you say. If you think it's not the right time, then we'll push it. No problem. Like, nobody was upset with me.
Yeah. And the reason I was asking is because I think that, again, there's a kind of a variety of audience that watches this, but some people are afraid of saying, I can't fulfill what I said, because it might make them look bad. It might be embarrassment or shame, or it could be a commitment that by breaking it loses a relationship. Mm-hmm. But in my opinion is that might actually tell you something about that relationship.
Yeah.
you know, because if we can't be amenable to the conditions or the circumstances, then maybe it's actually not standing on solid ground anyways.
100%.
And that's okay to figure that out that way too.
If people aren't flexible, and I understand, like it's nuanced, right? It depends on the situation.
Yeah.
But no, if you're not flexible and understand, then yeah, we probably aren't going to be a good fit for each other.
Oh, and I've also seen people abuse that too. Like, oh, I'm just going to overcommit to everything and then back at everything. You're like, well, that person just really has no sense of equilibrium on what they should be doing or not.
Totally. It's kind of like what we talked about when we first got in here. Yeah, like you get spread too thin, you can't help anybody.
Yeah.
Stay in your lane, man, and and do the things you know you can do and do them well.
Yeah, that's typically why you find people at the top is that they've stuck to their lane, they do the thing really well, and they stick to it, and they stay to it, and they like refine along the way.
100%.
And then that refinement creates execution of excellence.
100%. That's exactly what I'm experiencing here. Because do I know what I want to do next in my life? Like, no. And like someone asked me this because I was just traveling. They were like, well, do you have your dream job? I'm like, I have a really great job, and I have a really great like platform and something that I really love. And if I could do anything else in the world, what would it be? I'm like, I don't know. This is it. This is it right now. And like, maybe it's something else in the future, but right now it is this. And like, I'm totally in love with it. Because I feel like I'm the right person for it.
That's so rad. Well, and I think the community at large feels like you are too. I mean, I see the response that people have to you, and the attendance at your events, and the feedback that people have, and the people you're bringing on to have panels or speak about a certain thing that they are an expert at, or that they're at the tip of the sword of. And the response seems very warm in a very authentic way, in a very genuine way too.
Yeah.
So it seems like all the puzzle pieces are fitting.
Totally. It's like the tribe idea. And I think that's why I love my partner so much, because like you attract your tribe and you repel people that aren't. It's like the people who don't like, and it could be nuanced in business, like their business just isn't they want to, but truthfully, like one of the, when I started ramping up social media, one of the first people I had pitched him, I had already pitched him. And then a few months went by, probably like 6 months. And we stayed in touch via Instagram, and he was following me. And that's what he said when he reached back out to me. I think I may have reached out to him too, because I'm not shy. And if I want to partner with
You're proactive.
I will chase you down if I want to partner with you, man. My partners know this, because they know I like go hard to get them. If I want to work with you, I will find you and we will do business at some point.
I want what I want.
in the best way, right?
Yeah.
If it's really not a fit, it's not a fit. But if
course.
I see that it could be, I'm like, come on, let's do business, right?
Yeah.
But long story short, Byron Maxwell, shout out to the J&B Solutions, junk calling, dude, great human being. But that's what he said. Like, I see what you're doing with your partners and your platform, and I just want to be a part of that. Like, that looks like something I want to be a part of. And I'm like, and what you see is what you get. I'm not trying to make it fluff and like be something different once you're in and bait and switch you. That's not what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Now
that you're here, let us tell you what you really.
Yeah, I know. And that's why even on, when I'm working and every day, I do a lot more like off selling than there's all the amazing things that we do. Like, I don't do that. I'm like, listen, like, this is what we do. Here's what we're really good at. And then again, I ask some probing questions because I want to make sure it's a good fit from the start. And if it's not, then let's not start this.
Yeah.
Like, let's not even go down the road. And it could be like and there's no bad blood. It's just high five. I'll see you when I see you.
Yeah. Yeah. Not everything is an equal fit.
Totally.
Yeah. So has there been any part of this process where you maybe were, felt uncertain, or you were unsure about, how's this going to look, or how's that going to work out? Like, were there any moments or seasons of this?
Every fucking day.
Every day.
Homie. Every day, homie.
It doesn't seem like that. That's why I'm asking the question, because,
I'm constantly thinking. So I think my biggest, it's not a superpower. I just think that people who know me know that I'm working to like make sure it is a good fit. Mm-hmm. And I want to make sure my partners get massive, immense value from our platform. Mm-hmm. And I want to make sure realtors, when they come to our event, they get 2 or 3 nuggets or 2 or 3 new connections that they can go and do business with. Like, how can I help you make money? How can I help you make money? Like, I'm constantly thinking with that lens. And so I'm constantly evaluating events and strategy and thinking through what's going to be impactful, And so to answer your question, I'm constantly like, how do I make it better? What do I do? Or did I make the right choice here? And then sometimes I get in procrastination, like not procrastination, but what's that when you overthink it?
Analysis paralysis?
Yeah. Sometimes I get there and then I just go, oh my God, make a decision and just like move on. Because if not, you just get stuck.
Sure.
So I just have
You're
to
like on the
push
merry-go-round
through.
of the idea and like, yeah.
Yeah. So like I try to crowdsource it a little, and then I try to like go, what do I feel like? Does it feel good in my heart? Does it feel good in my belly? Does this feel like a good idea? And if it doesn't, then you got to bail. Mm-hmm. You know, like you can't do that event, or you can't do like, because people have asked me to do some stuff that I'm like, it doesn't sound fun to me.
Yeah.
So I don't want to do it.
Yeah. You're like, nah, pass.
Well, also it's like staying in your lane. Like, you know, people have asked me to do like women's only events and like just specific things that I'm like, and I like the idea of a women only event, and I'm happy to figure that out in the future as we grow for sure. I also jive well with men, and I think that men need to be included in some of the stuff that we do. I think that business is men and women and all of us together. So I don't know. Some stuff I've had to say like, hey, that's not my lane, or like some events that are more, you know, I guess heady with, or even heart with like, hey, I want to do like a heart centric, like almost like a Reiki event. I'm like, that's not my lane.
Right.
That's not my lane. So I love that idea. I can't be stamped with San Diego Real Producers on it, you know?
I've had situations where people have a great idea, but it's their great idea that they want me to go deploy. Right. And I'm like, no, you go deploy your great idea, because actually you're better suited for it than I am. And 100. It's not because I'm just trying to push off their idea because I don't want to do it. Totally. It's actually that I think sometimes they lack the courage to do it themselves, right. But I want to stand behind that, because in that example, maybe they are the best suited person, but just don't believe that they are.
100%.
But then when they go do it, you're like, no, see, look at you.
Yeah, exactly.
You're the right person. You're actually the right person.
You're totally the right person. Yeah.
But the perception is Jessie's the right gal for all the things, because it looks like all the things are pumping on all cylinders, but they are because you've picked your lane and you've dedicated your focus to a few core things.
Yeah, exactly.
So that is exactly why it looks that way.
Exactly. And I love that you said that, because it's exactly where I'm at. Like, I don't want to make it too crazy, and I don't want to turn it into something it's not, because there's no reason to do that. Yeah. You know?
Well, I'll be the first to step forward and host a bald men only. What? No? Okay. So for people who are like beginning in real estate right now, like let's talk to people who like they're earlier in the career. Mm-hmm. You know, what would you say are a couple of pieces of token advice you would give them in their first several years of real estate?
It's a good question. I think I know what I would do. I don't have a real estate license.
Let's go with that.
So if I got a real estate license today or tomorrow, I would 1,000% interview and join. I would interview 5 to 10 teams and join one. I would not go it alone. I would gather and get as much information from that team and team lead as possible. I would go to every meeting. I'd go to every. I would quote unquote intern. Like I would be at everything. I would network as hard as possible. It's how I grew this business. I would network more if it wasn't, I had 2 little ones at home, so I'd like to network a little bit more, but my networking's turned into more like daytime and morning stuff, and then evenings I kind of have to, go, not every evening I can network, but it's just few and far between. I used to network like 3 times a week, so we're not doing that as much. But if you are single or even if you're just like, you're young and just want to go, I would 100% buckle down with a great team lead who you feel totally in love with and jive with. Get leads, ask for leads. Also, though, find someone who is really good at sphere of influence, lead generation. Build your own network. Like I was talking to a business today, but that's exactly what I would do, is build your own network, because sure, you can go ahead and pay for leads. Be my guest. I think a lot of businesses do it. It's a strategy. It works. There's nothing wrong with it. But if you're like, hey, I really want to, and think about it. If your best friend tells you, hey, you got to go get your head shaved from this guy, he's the best bald head shaver in town. What do? You go over to that guy and you go, I heard you're the best in town. My brother-in-law loves you. Can you look at my head and shave it? Yeah. This is
an amazing example, by the way. I cannot wait to air this.
You get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, it's a great example. Thank you.
But like, you don't question when you get a great referral.
Right.
So I lean into that for sure. And so to answer your question, I would buckle in with a team that can support you with leads, support you with training, who you can just really learn so much from and like shadow. And just double down there, and that's what I would do.
That's great.
Without a doubt.
Solid advice. Solid advice, especially in a community like this. You know, San Diego is a big county,
sure,
but the real estate community is very tight-knit.
Yeah, it is.
And people know a lot of the same people.
Yeah.
And so if you're going to immerse yourself into that, being connected and well-connected and connected to other people that are well-respected, that kind of sounds like I'm saying coattailing. I'm not saying that. I'm saying when you're in association with other people and you create your own brand
100%.
Alongside those things, that can go a very long way.
Well, even if you told the team lead, like, I'm going to coattail you. I want to learn as much as possible, but the intent is to not be here in 3 years.
Yeah.
The intent is to be on my own in 3 years.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong if you lay out the truth of how the mindset of where you're going, because you're going to attract the team lead who wants that too.
Yeah, and you'd have to be adding value along the way.
Totally.
I mean, in the sense of like coattailing, just taking and taking and taking and bringing nothing back in return.
no.
Like you're just an anchor on that, and that's not going to help.
No, there has to be an ebb and flow and
Yeah.
like a,
Like symbiotic.
Totally.
Yeah. So tell me, I want to know what is something that you. What is something that you find yourself thinking about like most often as you're on this journey? You're in your 7th year or 8th year, you said? 8th year now, right? 2017 to now. What year is it? 2025? Hold on, young kids at home. Brain thinking.
I'm not great at math.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie. However, we're having our 8th year anniversary party.
We'll have it with our 20th. We're having together.
Totally.
Joint parking lot party.
Totally. Actually, that'd be a lot of fun.
Actually, really cool. We'll just close down the cul-de-sac.
Well, you guys have been here in the same spot.
We've been here forever. We'll just run people through the podcast. You can sit here and talk to all your friends.
You should do a pod. No, dude, but that's a great idea too. But you should also just host it in the parking lot and invite all the businesses and stuff, dude.
Yeah.
Tell these people.
We should start the San Diego Real Producers Parking Lot Podcast. We just go to people's parking lots and talk to them. That would be hilarious. Do like a little mini series.
Could you find out if I like this
the parking
sound?
lot podcast?
By the way, when it comes to anything I'm doing, it needs to sound catchy.
Yeah, the parking lot podcast sounds amazing.
If it doesn't sound catchy, I don't want to do it.
You don't want to do it. Okay. Well, dang. How'd you say yes to coming to Friends of Mortgage Heroes? That's not catchy.
It's not.
It's not.
It's not, but it's because of Andrew and Tanya, and because people have. I screenshotted our text or whatever.
Yeah, like, is this guy for real?
Well, and I did. I sent it to Andrew, and I was like, "Yay or nay," or something like that. I think I told you that, right? I was like, "Yay or nay," and he's like, "Yay."
You did. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, fuck, that's all I needed. Like, it's like
so awesome.
It is. It's that referral.
But that's same thing, that trust that gets transferred between people.
100%.
Yeah. Well, Andrew, thank you. And Jessie, thanks for trusting Andrew to come here and do this with me. I would love to know something that has been either you've witnessed, observed, or been a part of that has just really stood out to you on this journey here in San Diego. Like, is there a moment or a person or a quote that someone shared or a teaching moment where you're like, oh my gosh, this is so profound that it's changed the way I look at things or experience things?
You know, one thing that just totally comes to my mind is it's 2 years ago now, I think. 2 years ago in July, I think it was July 5th. I don't know specifically, but when Sonia Azizi passed away.
Oh, man.
You remember that?
Yeah.
God, just... That was a big perspective shift for me for a few reasons. One, and something you asked if like, is there something that pivotal that stood out for me? One was I was pretty close with Sonia, not like everybody. There were some people that were way closer with her, but I just loved her. We got along really, really great, and she was just the coolest fucking person, man. And like, had she still be alive, she'd be in my inner circle. We were talking about earlier, like people I would call and just, hey, here's an idea. Punch holes in it. What do you got? She would totally be in that group, right? She had died, I think, on a Thursday, and I got wind on it on a Friday. And then I was going to host our like summer, I called it like a summer soiree party for the community. And I called and I was talking with Tanya actually. And I was like, oh my, like we just didn't expect it, right? We knew she was sick. We just didn't know how bad. We didn't know how much longer she had. And it just kind of took everybody by surprise. But the thing that happened was I was supposed to host this summer soiree the very next week. I talked to Tanya. I called my event coordinator at the time and I said, we cannot host this event. There's absolutely no fucking way. I cannot go forward with an event after she just passed. I can't just be all happy at an event. And like, there's absolutely no way I can do this. Like, and we had sponsors for it already. We had the place booked. I mean, I paid for it all already. Like, there was money that I couldn't get back. And I was so like, I don't even care, but I'm taking it as an L, but like, I can't host this event. And she said, you know, here's an idea. What if we moved it to a celebration of life, invited everybody from the community, instead of it being a private event only for your partners and your realtors? Why don't you open it up to the whole community and invite anybody to come and be a part of the celebration of life, including the family? So that's what we did. And I remember, everything was fine leading up to the event. And then her folks and her siblings couldn't come in. They were so upset. They couldn't make their way into the space. And someone said, hey, they're like really having a hard time even coming in. Like, you know, do you want to go out and get them? So I did. I went out and got them and kind of helped usher them in. And it changed the whole like flow for me of the event. And I got up there to do my little like, hey, welcome everyone. Thank you all for coming. And I just started choking up. And this was the most incredible event that I've ever put on, because you always hear people in the back like drinking and yelling at each other, and just the talkers will go in the back and talk, and then the people who want to listen will come up front. I could hear a fucking pin drop. Every single person in that venue was listening to me, and I was just standing up there like voice shaking, like you know, and just it was one of the most amazing experiences for me as a host, as a facilitator. And it was something that was really, the word cool comes to my mind, but it was so powerful to have everybody there in feeling the same way about Sonia. And I had several people come up afterward and just say, you know, like, holy shit, like, thank you for putting this together. And, you know, that was just really, you know, it was really cool. And they were like, I've never even got to come to any of your events, but I came to this one. And by the way, that same lady has still never came to any of our other events, but like, it was just that event in that moment had 100% stood out for me. And, you know, just the idea that like, man, life is fucking short. So like, I don't take, like, this is why I am kind of fun loving and and it's a combo of my mom. My mom was like totally like a hippie, fucking fun loving type of crazy person. But like, the fact is like, we don't know if we have tomorrow. We don't know if we have any of these days fucking left. So it's like, I just rather lead like that and like enjoy my life and not take things so fucking seriously, because I know real estate is a big deal, and it is the biggest transaction of these people's lives and all the things that are included in that. And yes, it's a big deal, and there's no reason why we can't have a ton of fun with it, you know, and have a ton of fun with our clients and our customers and have meaningful conversations and events. And anyway, her passing really put some stuff into perspective for me. Like, cause she was like 42, like she was so young. Yeah. She may have been a little older than that, but I think she was really young. Yeah. And it shifted a lot of things for me, to be honest. I remember the week of that. I've never met Sonia, but I remember the week of that, all of the common connections that I had with people who knew her personally, yeah. The outpouring yeah. of just comments and love and appreciation and like personal testimony of people who had been part of her life was like, it was overwhelming. Dude, totally. There was so many people just, accolades is the wrong word. Mm-hmm. Whatever's a better word than accolades is the one I'm trying to say right now for her and her character yeah. and for what she meant to the community. Yeah. I was like, just, wow, this is amazing. Like yeah. it was profound. Yeah. Yeah. It was profound. It really was. And I got to be a part of that. So like, wow. So for me, that event stands out as not, I wouldn't say it's, it was one of my favorite events only because of like what I could do for the family and the community. Yeah, the meaning of that is the meaning of it. Yeah. It was the meaning of that event. It wasn't the best food. It wasn't the best, like, you know, all the things like that. It wasn't like hot and flashy. It was such a powerfully meaning event. Then wow. I still stay in touch with her sisters, and they're awesome humans. And I watch them on Instagram and love them and reach out to them occasionally. And yeah, she just made such a big impact. You know,
So you don't know this, but we're going here. So, one of the reasons why we do Friends of Mortgage Heroes is because, we've been around a long time. And a lot of the people that know us in mortgage and real estate, they know that Tanya and William lost one of their sons in 2014. And he passed away from an undiagnosed heart condition. And ever since then, we host an annual event to raise money for undiagnosed or for sudden cardiac arrest awareness.
Oh, wow.
And that was a pivot point in the family because we're a family company.
Totally.
But then, after, being here for so long and doing all these other things for Christian's Big Heart and for mortgage and real estate, that same kind of sentiment of like, if we don't do this, when are we going to? That's kind of why we have this room set up the way we do. It's why we do Friends of Mortgage Heroes is like, I have no excuse not to talk to the people that we know, like, and trust and love or want to know more about inside our own space, at our own home, our business home, and in the community that we're a part of, because this community came around us too.
Yeah, totally.
And so when that happened, it was sudden. So it's called sudden cardiac arrest, but it was unexpected and there was heartbreak around it. But then we're like, okay, how do we take that and then turn that into something that can help do good? And then getting connected with an organization that does free heart screenings for teenagers is what the outcome is. So then our money that we raise every year then goes towards giving free heart screenings for teenagers 12 to 25 in San Diego, so they can get a look at whether or not they have an undiagnosed heart problem or not.
Interesting.
And so it's painful to do, but it's really valuable to do.
I want that for my kids. Is it only for
for 12 to 25? Yeah. Because
How old was he when he passed?
So he died one day before his 19th birthday.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So he'd actually come back from college to be home for the weekend of his 19th birthday, and then passed away at Tanya and William's house.
Oh my gosh.
So, undiagnosed heart conditions are undiagnosed, and most times in the medical world, you look for undiagnosed heart conditions after something else already happened.
Right.
But for youth, as young athletes,
there's no reason to look.
Well, it often can get overlooked and perceived as maybe something else, like, oh, you're dehydrated or you're tired, or maybe you're just you're having some heat exhaustion. But then when you see the kid collapse on the soccer field or the basketball court, and then you find out that they died, a lot of times it's because of sudden cardiac arrest. It's not out of dehydration or something else. So usually the reason I'm saying all this is because sometimes people's first event is also the last one.
Yeah, totally.
So anyhow, the real estate and mortgage community, they really had our back during that time. And it was a hard time to accept help and also be publicly known in that way that this thing happened, because also Eastlake and Chula Vista is a really close, tight-knit community. It's a big ass city. But it's very community oriented and very close and tight knit. And so we had almost 1,000 people at his funeral. It was more than 800 because the room we were at, it fits way more than that, and it was almost full.
Oh wow!
And so things like that stand out to me as these pivot points. Like we have to do, if we don't do it now, when are we going to do the thing, whatever the thing is? Man, if we don't do it now, what's our excuse? Totally. So, now being much older and all of our other children growing up into being adult years, and now Tanya and Memo start having some grandkids now. And it's like, all right, our life looks we do things for a lot different reason now than we used to when we were younger.
Well, by the way, let me know about, cause I'm always looking for great charities or opportunities to all of our events are the profit we always give to a local charity and or charity of choice. Yeah. And we've done Love Justice for several years that helps stop human trafficking. So
I love that.
I really like that one, but I'm always down for different ones. So if there's a place that we can do that, or if you guys have that annual event, give me, make sure I have the information for it.
Well, I didn't know that you were going to reference that. And when you said that, I was like, oh, I have to tell her about this, because it's that same kind of thing for us. It's like these things, there's certain things that stand out and 100%. You go, wow, this just changes kind of everything.
Right.
And look at everything different a little bit now.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. So that was my one big thing kind of recently. I know it's not.
No, but here's what's going to happen.
That more of it's usually those types of things and events that are the standout things than all the successes.
And that's going to be a relatable moment of this conversation, though, because people watching this or are going to hear this, they're going to think of something that made a profound impact in their life too. Totally. And it wasn't a closing. It's not a listing. It's not, fixing the fence at someone's yard or whatever it is.
It's cool. They go well. But when things get turned upside down is when you're challenged. Yeah. That's when you're challenged to how am I going to respond to this?
Well, and typically we don't take a step back until something near enough to us causes us to.
Right.
And we go, oh, whoa. maybe I got to take a 30,000 foot view again. It's been a while since I've come out from underneath my shell of being busy and in the deal and in the thing and all that versus like, okay, let's have like some real, like take inventory of what's actually going on in my life and my work. And am I even going the direction I want? Like all that kind of stuff starts happening, like flash in front of your eyes. You're like, whoa, I got to make some new choices.
Yeah, 100%.
So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that. Okay. Guess what? That was not on the question list. Actually, half the stuff we talked about is not on the question. We don't need this question list.
Probably not.
Yeah, we're off the rails anyways. But so what's next? What's next for San Diego Grill producers? What is it you don't have that you're looking for? Like what should we be looking out for inside the industry that you're going to be doing next? Okay. I am asking, it's a reveal question. What do you got up your sleeve?
Okay. So I'm hosting our first ever family-friendly event, which I know.
Wait, the other ones aren't family-friendly?
No, they're not.
You mean like bring your kids kind of thing?
Bring your kids, bring your spouse.
Not safe for work.
Because it's true. Because most of the time they're just networking events for real estate. So like, sure, you can bring your spouse, but they'd probably be bored if they're not in the industry. And most of them aren't exactly kid friendly. They're more of like young adult friendly. If you want your 12 to like 15 plus year old to learn and be in those rooms, that's a great thing. And they can sit in the back and like take notes or like just learn. Fuck yeah. I'm always about that. But this is our first ever, like, you know, we're making balloons and like, it's almost like a carnival, but not a carnival. And I think I will do a carnival next year. But so July 25th, it's our first ever kid friendly, family friendly event. By the way, you don't have to have kids to attend. Like, or if your kids are grown. So we have three types of people who are coming. Either you have kids and you're in the thick of it and you want to drink a beer while your kid plays some games in front of you and has a good time and does a little bounce house. Okay. So you have like, 4 and under, 5 and under, and you want to just be able to have some child care and watch them and have a beer at the same time. That's the first group. The second group has no kids or zero desire to have kids. They're going to attend because they want to network. And the third group has kids that are grown and they're just coming to network too. So like we're going to see how it goes. It is my first one to do. So I'm nervous because again, I've never hosted something like this, but everyone I talk to is like, hey, it's going to go over really great. So we're having smash burgers, bounce house. We have like plinko and ladder ball and, cornhole and just games.
That's super cool.
It's called backyard games, backyard and burgers is I think the theme is what we're going for.
So is it okay if we put the link in the description?
Yes,
so people
please.
that want to watch, so people who are watching this, they want to jump in, they can. And then where's this going to be at?
So it's at the Del Mar Social.
Okay.
A lot of people I've talked to have not been to this venue and it's pretty kick-ass. So it's in Sorrento Valley area, but when you drive, you're like driving into an industrial park and you're like, where am I? All of a sudden, like, 'cause it's all industrial buildings. And then you just drive and it's at the end of this cul-de-sac and there it is. And so they've got outdoor and indoor space, but you got to come check it out because truthfully, the vibe, even on their website, does no justice for this place. It's really cool. It's like this, it's got this eclectic vibe. And even at night, which our event is from 1 to 4 p.m., so we won't have a nighttime, but I might do something in the future for the nighttime because at night it totally changes the space because of the weird, like not weird, but like because of the walls and the colors and the lights. So it creates
the like ambiance changes.
The ambiance completely changes. So it's a really cool space. I met the owner, really nice, awesome guy, and their content coordinator Audrey's been amazing to work with so far. So
awesome.
Yeah, I'm really excited about going there.
Well, I'm excited to promote that. That's going to be super cool. And I know you always have like a lot of other events, but like I want to ask you some like rapid fire questions. Can I ask you a couple? Yeah? Uh-huh. You're ready. You're like, I love rapid fire.
I love it.
There's no wrong answers. Well, we'll see. No,
okay, ready? Let me focus.
What is your favorite part of being a mom?
I thought you were going to say, what's your favorite color?
No. Red's your favorite color?
Red's my favorite color.
All right, cool. Cut. Short change. Red's your favorite color. All right. What's your favorite part of being a mom?
Okay. Favorite part about being a mom is even last night, right before bed, I hated it and loved it at the same time, where they were running back and forth from room to room, laughing and just being so fucking cute. So like my favorite part about being a mom is watching the two of them build a relationship and have fun together and like learn, help each other. I heard Remy falling the other day and he was like, ow. And I was like, and I saw Rogan helping him up and I was like, oh, you're like, it's just really cool. I'm like, he's protecting him. He's working into that big brother's place. Anyway, my favorite part about being a mom is watching that interaction grow and develop between the two boys.
That is awesome. So how about, what's your favorite part of being married and having a husband?
Favorite part about marrying and having a husband? Well, my husband is Mr. Fix-It. He's so handy. He's so handy, like stupid handy. And I'm so grateful. And I know I don't show him that enough. I really do need to show him my gratitude a little bit better because he fixes everything like so effortlessly. And I know he'd rather watch the kids and like play with his children than fix the air conditioner in a hot attic. So I know that. And so my favorite part about being married is he really is my support system. Like I told him the other day, because we're in therapy and I'm happy to share, like everyone should fucking be in therapy, honestly. And we're in therapy every other Friday, but long story short, I told him, I was like, fact is, I chose to do this with you and you chose to do this with me. We chose to have children together and we committed to each other. So we will fucking make it through this no matter what. Okay. Because I didn't choose to do the shit alone. Like I always joke around, but I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
Like I do not want to.
We're in this together.
We're in this together. I do not want to do this alone. I don't want to be a single mom. I would never want to do that. So I found honestly, I have the perfect mate. He's great. He's super helpful for us as a family. He does a shitload of work and business and things for us. And he is a great support system. So I really love being married to him.
I'm going to show you. So one quick thing with you. Remember pre-show, I was telling you, ask and answer the question, what am I getting that I don't want? And what is it that I want that I'm not getting?
Totally.
Came from marriage counseling.
Yes.
That's actually where that stems from.
Yes.
So we were talking about it in the business sense, but the application is in friendships and business
100%.
relationships and even in your company itself. What am I getting that I don't want? And what do I want that I'm not getting?
Totally.
And just by simply asking and answering those questions has saved our marriage a number of times.
Yes, 100%. Yes. And like, I'm not afraid to talk about like hardship. I mean, we got 2 kids under 4. So we're like, by the way, we're co-sleeping separately. So it's not enjoyable right now. But by the way, I think I told you this. Tonight, I'm going to buy their beds. We're putting them in their own fucking room.
I like how you phrased it. You said we're buying their beds, and the reason you said that is because they're going to IKEA. They may be assembled tomorrow.
No, they are. We've already got it planned.
Just kidding.
Here's why. They're assembled tomorrow morning. Then Jason's taking them to the zoo, so that it gives me a chance so I can make it, and it's going to be all Spider-Man. So when they come in, I'm going to open the door, and it's like, look at your room. Oh my gosh, look at the.
Oh my gosh.
Like I want to do that because I'm knocking on wood, but I'm hopeful that my kid's like, oh my gosh, amazing. I just want to sleep in here right now. And I want to sleep in here forever. So like, hopefully, because that's what I'm banking on. I'm like, because right now I need one of them to get out of my room.
Get out of my room.
Get out of my room.
Well, I will tell you that my youngest, Claire, who's like 15, she would still love a Spider-Man room, but I think it's because of Tom Holland. Honestly, Claire, Claire, we all know you don't like Spider-Man. You like Tom Holland, okay?
Yeah, he's cute.
Well, yeah, apparently he's good at pickleball. I saw some like video of him.
Really? How old is he now, though?
I don't know. Probably too old for my 15-year-old daughter to be chasing after him. Come on, Claire.
Well, maybe not that old, though.
I don't know.
25, maybe?
I don't know. She's going to be a sophomore.
You're like,
hey,
Claire,
pass your driver's permit first for Dad, and then we can talk more about Tom Holland.
Yeah, exactly. You need to be able to drive to his house, not.
So Spider-Man room. That's good. She would love that too.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing about San Diego Real Producers?
My favorite thing about San Diego Real Producers is our partners. Without a doubt.
Why is that so important?
The whole reason I what keeps me up at night is making sure these people are happy and that they feel like I'm a good steward of their money. So like, honestly, my partners are my biggest like advocates. They're my biggest pushers. They're my biggest like supporters. And I know that like they all love what we do, yet I'm still like, I'm just making sure, right? Every action I take, it's with them in mind every time.
That's super awesome.
So like, that's my favorite part about the whole thing that we do is my partners. Cause I know that here's the thing, we need the realtors and realtors need the partners, right? We all need each other. So like, it's an ecosystem. So I love business, man. I love business. I love talking to people in business. I love business people. Like, I just love learning about business and listening to it. I always listen to like Alex Hormozy in the car and podcast because I just love hearing about big business and like how they do things. And like funny enough, they usually have the same exact struggles that we all have. I'm
almost tempted to come to your next event and like dressed as him. because you won't know it's me. I look way different.
Like a beard and
the
a wig.
nose strip with the hat and the long hair.
What's up?
I could probably, so you can breathe better, you get more oxygen, you can think better, more clearly.
Is that
also,
true?
it's a branding thing.
Does
I
he
don't
always
know.
have it on? I just noticed.
I swear he always has it on. Well, I'm saying it like he always has it on. So either I'm making it up or he really has done that good of a job of always having one of those freaking things on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I listen a lot. I don't watch the video.
Oh, no, he's always, yeah. Well, maybe next time if you see Alex Hormozi at your event, it's me.
Or hopefully I could see him in person.
That would be even better.
He's like up there with Gary Vee for me. Gary Vee, like.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, they're on top of a lot of stuff. I wanted to ask you, this is an old Larry King question. Larry King was great at interviewing, and I've read a couple books that are about Larry King or by Larry King. So I've been fascinated with learning about people and interviewing and all that. I was like, I need to become a better interviewer in 2025. And so I've been on this quest to do that. And he used to ask people,
good at this, by the way.
I'm just trying to ask questions that you can easily answer and like learn about. Thank you. One of the questions he used to ask people a lot was, dead or alive, who would you want to share a meal with?
Oh, dead or alive, who would I want to share a meal with? Hitler. No, I'm just kidding.
It'll be your final meal. No,
no, I don't know. He came to my mind just because fucking crazy. Like, that's just wild.
It would be interesting to ask some questions though, right? Like, hey, so what the heck are you actually thinking?
Yeah. So no, and again, I'm pretty much joking on that one.
I have had some interesting answers though. Because some of them span from like, oh, my grandpa or my mom or like, Kanye West. And you're like, there's a broad spectrum of like who would be, I want to have dinner with 50 Cent. And you're like, okay.
But I think any old person would be great to have.
An old person. Why? Why?
Because, dude, they just see what they've seen. Like, think through what people have been through. Like, I think it's fucking fascinating. My grandpa was like a World War II veteran and like just someone who went through like wars and shit and got to see what they've seen and just it's fascinating to me, or how businesses worked and think about somebody who has lived through pre-internet and now where we're at today. Like they've seen some shit, man, and they've seen the shifts. I just think it's all fascinating. So to answer your question though, I still have to go back to who I'd say again is like Gary Vee probably, or who I'd say too is again Alex Hormozi, but who Alex Hormozi's connected to as of pretty recently is Sharon Srivatsa, who I absolutely adore.
Yep.
And I have hugged him and I have shaken his hand. So
just
I feel
ask
like
Dean, right?
I know. So I could just like,
hey Dean.
Yeah, exactly. Can I just? No, dude, I love listening to anytime he comes to San Diego and does any speaking engagement, sign me up.
Dude, he's just on it.
Sign me up.
He's just on it.
I'm in love with how his brain thinks and how he's built what he's built. And it's all just authentic and natural and just yet polished and perfect. And it just, but he'd say it isn't, and it just like, I just love everything that like anything that man puts out. He's a fascinating person to me too. So.
Well, you mentioned World War II. Can I share a quick family story with you? So one of the reasons that Mortgage Heroes is important to us as a family is because we have a long family line of military veterans that does span all the way back to World War II on both sides of our family. On the Cruz side, Tanya and our fathers have an uncle named Henry Cruz who was on the USS Arizona when it was bombed.
Oh, no shit.
And he lived until 2012.
No way.
And so when he passed away in 2012, he was one of 16 remaining USS Arizona survivors. And so for us, there's people that do VA and they do mortgage. Like, that's cool. Everyone has the same product lineup, but like it's very personal for us.
Totally.
Our grandfather was a helicopter pilot in Vietnam and the Korean War. Whoa. And then we also have another uncle that was in Desert Storm and all that. So we have a lot of family. Memo's brother was in the military. Totally. I mean, there's just everybody kind of everywhere has done something. And we had made that conscious choice. Like we only want to focus on this. Like it's important to us as a family, totally, not just as a business. Yeah. And so, but that's something where I would want to ask him, like, what was that like? Because his story died with him a lot, right? Or I said most of his story died with him, and he also didn't talk about it a lot at the end of his life. And I would have been fascinated to know now, like, what was that actually like? Yeah, totally. Be bombed completely, like out of the blue. Right. And like live through all that, right. And I mean, just there's all sorts of questions.
No, I do too. And this is gonna sound kind of like
a great answer, by the way,
weird and morbid, but like the two things that fascinate me is like even those Pearl Harbor movies and like war movies. I don't know why, I don't know why. And it sounds like weird. But there's a lot of things I like. Like I like comedy, I like business and talking to business people and structure and like all those types of things, acquisitions. But I also like, again, I like war stuff. And I don't know where and why, but like I'm fascinated by it. Fascinated.
Yeah.
And even if you've ever like shot guns, right? And a lot of people have guns have this horrendously negative reputation.
Yeah, terrible stigma.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, I understand it could kill you, and that's exactly what it's probably designed to do, right? However, you know, and that's a whole nother topic because I know people like don't like that because they don't want guns in our country. But I think it's exactly why our country is the way it is, because we still have access to our guns.
I'm with you. I have guns.
Yeah, we have guns. I have a gun, and I'm learning how to use it even better every day that I get to go shoot it. So,
awesome.
Yeah. Because that's what's fascinating. Learning.
That might be a good event, actually.
That would be a good event. And by the way, I have that in my, that's funny because I have that in my mind, like just a gun range event or something.
Yeah.
Where
you
we
could
just come out and
you would
shoot.
totally get people to that.
You think so?
Oh, yes. Yes. I think people are just very quiet about their ownership, but there's a lot of people.
Well, here's what's fascinating. And by the way, they're quiet about their ownership, but there's more than you would think.
That's what I'm saying.
Way more.
There's way more than you think.
Way more than you think that are all about their Second Amendment, and rightfully so. You know, again, wherever you sit is wherever you sit. I don't care. It's not a debate for that. I don't care to argue the point. You know?
Well, because it's ultimately your choice. If you don't want to own a gun, you don't have to. If you want to own a gun, you may.
Right. Exactly. So yeah, I'm a big believer. And even last year before, they had They raised the taxes on guns and ammo, and so my husband got wind that they were going to do that at a certain date, and so he went and bought out 2 more guns. Yeah. So So speaking of that, you're right. Maybe that should be maybe a pop-up event that we do, like a gun range.
And if it's not for you, it's for someone else. Let them go lead it too.
Yeah, 100%. Exactly.
Okay. So the last question. Second to last question.
Okay.
We're standing in the middle of a massive stadium with 100,000 people, and I hand you a microphone, and you can thank somebody and tell them something, and why you thank them. What would it be? And who would you say thank you to? Oh my
God, you're giving me stumping questions.
No. This one I know. Okay, sorry. The preface is I know everyone who's asked this question has a whole list of people they'd want to thank. But if you could pick somebody, who would you want to thank and why?
No, I don't. I can't. I have too many.
Too many. There's too many people to thank. That is often the answer to.
Yeah, like there's too many. There's too many. Like I could thank my dad. I could thank my mom. I could thank my grandparents because they had them, and then I was born. Like, okay, but also I could thank like business people. You know who comes to my mind, and
it's not to corner you, Jessie.
No, I know that. I know. You know who does come to my mind, and you could shout him out, and we'll post, and I will tag him. Is Zach Gould, and he is an old Boston friend who owned an insurance company. Okay, and we were in like BNI similar. We were in BNI group together, but he always like kind of took me under his wing, and would always help me out. And by the way, this guy's young, like super fucking young, like I think he's like 3 years older than me. Like he's young. He sold that business for a fuckload of money and then turned around, and now he started a consulting business. And he has like 5 clients or like 10 clients, but he like makes a fuckload of money again. So anyway, I just love his entrepreneur brain and the way he operates and does business. And he writes this, his dad was really meaningful to him. And he recently, well, not recently, but like a few years ago passed away. And after his dad died, he'd write every day. It's something you could subscribe to, which I recommend people do. We could tag it here below or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And he writes this subscription. It's just like a quick, like I'm talking like just his thoughts for the day or whatever. And some of it's so powerful. It's about sales, marketing. Some of it's about his kids.
Probably about life a little bit.
Life,
yeah.
All about life. I love it because it takes you less than 30 seconds to read it. And you're like, fuck, that was deep.
Wow, it's almost like a journal entry or sorts. Huh?
It is a journal entry, but it's
that's
like
super dope.
And you'd have to even actually just subscribe, and I recommend you do, because the way he writes it, you're like, it's so powerful, and it's not ChatGPT. That's
super cool.
And he did it for a year and then stopped. And I even said, when you gonna bring it back?
Oh, that's
when you gonna
rad.
bring it back? And then he finally brought it back. So
that is so cool.
And I even have my husband subscribe. My husband reads it. Yeah, it's 30 seconds, and it's just like a powerful, quick Sometimes it lands, sometimes it doesn't. Depends on where you're at, but
That's
I love
super
it.
cool.
So I would thank him.
That's great.
And all the people.
And I know you want to think. I know you'd thank everyone else. It's more of a just on the spot. Like, who do you want to just give some honor
and by
to?
the way, I love how we did rapid fire questions, and I gave you long-winded fucking answers.
No,
for
that's
every
okay.
single thing.
Yeah, that's why this segment's not called the rapid fire answers.
It's supposed to be rapid fire. I know.
No, it's rapid fire questions only. No, and it's
failed.
not. I think it's more of just a title than an outcome.
Oh, okay.
Is there anything that I didn't ask you that you were hoping that I would ask that you could answer and address or chat about? Because I'm sure we could probably.
I think
this could probably go on for hours.
Yeah,
I know I
totally.
could continue talking.
Yeah,
but.
totally. No, man. I think I think you nailed it. Everything from the intro to, where we're going and what we're doing and why we're doing it. Like, it's not what we do with Real Producers is not rocket science. It's not. It's pretty fucking straightforward. But at the end of the day, I just want to partner with really great businesses that value realtors and realtors that value really great businesses. And that's literally what we want to do.
Yeah.
And we just want to keep, because that's going back to what we were talking about. It's not, it can be doggy dog, but when you talk to the real luxury people, the high net worth ones, guess what? They collaborate really well together in their own circles. So it's all about collabing. It's all about networking. It's about building that relationship. It's about helping one another. And the faster and quicker we could do that and be of service to other people, the faster you're going to get everything that you wanted, including money, right? It really is that simple. And a lot of people, they struggle with that, but that is what it is.
Oh man, you're stepping on a landmine. You know what? I had the honor once, because of real estate, because of mortgage and real estate, I had the honor once to end up going up to Skyrose Ranch, which was owned by the Hughes family, John Hughes. His father had founded Public Storage. So the Public Storage company that's back in the 70s. I think at the time their company valuation was $13 billion or something like that. And I got invited to go because they have a veteran outreach service that's run by my friend Chad Robichaud there called Mighty Oaks Program, and he was hosting it. I got to go through the program as a civilian participant to see what the veterans do firsthand. Well, one of the days that we were there, I got to end up having lunch with John Hughes, and I was sitting talking to him, and I get to ask this multi-billionaire question. The only billionaire I've ever known, ever met, never got to ask a question. And I was like, when money isn't not an object, what is it you make your decisions based off of? And he says, will I be able to trust people to do the thing that they're telling me they can do? It's as simple as that. Because money, when the money isn't the object, it's can I just trust that you're going to do the thing that you say you're going to do?
Right.
And I was that's such an easy answer, but it's also really honest and profound at the same time.
100%.
Because there's this over promising and under delivering stuff.
Dude,
and it's
that's truly I love that you said that. Exactly right. That is what it is, by the way. Just, can I trust that you're going to do what you said you're going to do? And by the way, that is I'm pretty sure that's in my mission, my core values. I'm pretty sure my core values say that somewhere. I'd have to reflect on them a little bit.
If it's not, it's about to make it in there in 2 seconds right now.
I'm honing it.
Changed.
Well, because I'm honing in on a couple, and they're kind of an ebb and flow situation, and a lot of companies are like that. They don't have their core values. Some of them don't move, but I'm just working. But
some of them show up. Some of them reveal themselves over the course of time.
Right.
We can sit around all day long and hypothesize what our core values should be, but then you some of them you end up finding along the way.
Right.
And you go, oh wow, I'm putting that nugget in my bag, and I'm never taking that one back out again because now I'm going to stand on that one.
Yeah.
And that was just, it made me it just made me think of it when you were talking about your community and all that, and especially in the top levels of real estate, you just have to be trusted.
100%.
And that you're going to do what you say you can do. And don't overpromise stuff. So, so I hope in as much that I had told you that I would make this be fun and interesting and engaging. And it would feel like it's a lot shorter than it actually is on the duration.
How much time are we?
Oh, we're way past an hour.
Oh,
but I told you it's going to feel like 20 minutes, right? But this is exactly why we set up the Friends of Mortgage Heroes playlist is so we can talk with people just like you who are so passionate about what they do, who are great at what they do, and are devoted to what they do. So I am so grateful for you sharing your time to do something you don't normally do.
Yeah.
You came and did with us. So I just want to say thank you. You did a great job. job, and I hope that your time here was worthwhile and enjoyable.
Totally.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Well, if you'd like to know more about Jessie, her contact information is in the description box below. If this is your first time watching any of our shows, please go ahead and give the video a like. Also subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so that every time we share a new video and another great interview, you'll hear about it first. And if you have someone that you want to tell Jessie should recommend to us to have on the show, let Jessie know, or you can even let me know. Tell us who we should have on the show next. Who do you want to hear more from here in and around real estate in San Diego? Jessie, thank you so much for being on the show today. I'm so grateful to have you here. And thank you so much for what you're doing in real estate in San Diego.
Right back at you, dude.
Great job. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you with another great guest next week.
Bye.